And we are recording. Good evening, everybody. You don't understand how excited I am to come to you today and talk to you about our Amped product line. It's our performance line with Isagenix. This has changed everything about my performance. The whole system wasn't released until a few months ago. So I've been with Isagenix since last June, and a little by little, now suddenly we have all these awesome products. I'm going to go over a lot tonight. If you want to take notes, you're more than welcome. There's a lot of science behind this, okay? But before I get started, I just wanted to give you a little background about myself. I graduated from Ithaca College in 1998. Oh, that's old. With my master's of science in physical therapy. After college, I practiced physical therapy in Pennsylvania, and then we moved to New Jersey, where I was the director of physical therapy for 3 different hospitals in New Jersey. I became pregnant with twins, and I stopped working because I got put on bed rest. In the meantime, I moved across the country to Illinois. I didn't work for a few years until my twins were about 6, and I decided I didn't want to go back to physical therapy. So I looked into personal training. I got certified through the NSCA, which is the National Strength and Conditioning Association. I'm a certified personal trainer. And if that wasn't enough, I decided I wanted to open my own business. So I started my own gym. And along the way, Genevieve kept messaging me on Facebook asking if I wanted to hear about this nutritional system, and me being nice yet not nice kind of blew her off for 2.5 years until last June. I just woke up one day and I said, you know what, it's time to contact Genevieve. So I contacted her, and believe it or not, it's changed my life in many, many ways. But my mind is very science oriented. So this talk tonight is going to go over a lot. So if you're science oriented, you're really, really going to like this. So wait a second here. So tonight we're just focusing on the performance line Isagenix offers. They offer a lot of stuff, but we're just focusing on the performance line. Before I get started, I would like to make a disclaimer that your experience with Amped may be different than mine or other experiences. We are not claiming that Isagenix will make you win your next competition or your race, but what I'm going to provide to you is with the science behind the products, why they work, and how they work. Each person on this call may use the AMP products differently, but in the end, customization of these products to fit your fitness lifestyle is up to you. You don't need to be a top-notch athlete to use these products. You can supplement them into your daily exercise routine, even if you exercise a few days a week. I will also not be making comparisons with other big-name products or systems out there. The fitness industry is a $75 billion industry per year. So a lot of money gets put into performance and supplement programs. My goal of this call is that by the end, you have a better understanding how the Isagenix AMP products work and how they can be incorporated into your workout. Also, yes, you have to eat fork and knife meals, snacks, and drink water to fuel your body for a workout. What I'm going to go over tonight is just the AMP products, along with a few other key products you may want to use to support your training. Okay, now that I got all that, we're going to start with power. Okay, see it? Amped power. When do you use amped power? You use it during power and strength-oriented sports, resistance training, power yoga, HIIT, H-I-I-T, high-intensity interval training, football, basketball, soccer. When do you take Amped? Okay, it's a powder. Okay, it's a powder. You just put a scoop in 8 ounces of water. You take it 15 to 30 minutes before a workout with an e-shot, and I'll go over e-shots in a few minutes. And this stays in your system for 3 hours. Okay, that's kind of important. Is this a safe product? Yes, it is safe over the age of 18. How do you take it? You put 1 scoop in 8 ounces of water, and you don't want to overdo the water. What is in it? Creatine, citrulline, and nitrosigine. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I'm sorry. So creatine is the most researched sports product out there. It's a precursor to ATP, and ATP must be present for muscles to contract. So this translates into increased power, increased strength, and the increased ability to work out longer and harder. Power has 3 grams of creatine, okay? I'll talk a little bit about that more in just a little bit, but it has 3 grams of creatine. That question gets asked a lot. Okay, citrulline. Citrulline is produced from arginine, which is one of the 12 non-essential amino acids, and it provides a pathway for improved blood flow and decreases muscle fatigue. And nitrosigine brings in fuel and building blocks to repair muscle and remove waste products. Women and creatine. A lot of times people, especially women, see creatine and they're like, I can't take that, I'm a girl, you know. Women have lower creatine levels in their system than men do. So women need to take this. Creatine helps to increase their lean body mass, which is the engine that burns fat. Okay? A recent study that just came out this past week that Isagenix did shows that healthy aging and creatine go hand in hand. The recent study shows that the creatine offers support in the combat against age-related decreases in bone mineral density. That was just released last week. Okay? Now, falsities about creatine. One of the biggest things I hear is, I'm going to get fat if I take creatine. Okay. It will not cause bloating. Anything 5 grams, greater than 5 grams, you may notice some bloating. This is, again, 3 grams of creatine. It's true that the creatine brings water into your muscles at a cellular level, but it does not cause bloating. Okay? I love this. Like, every day, love it. Okay. Nox. We're going to go on the Nox. This is Nox. Okay. Little container. When to use it. It's ideal for intense exercise, endurance athletes, runners, bikers, swimmers, hikers. When do you take it? Best taken 2 to 3 hours before your event. It stays in your system for 24 hours. So if your event starts or your run or your bike starts at 5 a.m., which we do go for bike rides every morning, 4:45 in the morning, you would take this the night before because you're not going to wake up in the middle of the night to take it. So if your event is in the morning, you can take this the night before. If your race or event is on a Saturday, you want to do a 6-day loading phase with Nox. So it lands on the 7th day, lands on the race day, okay? You can take this every day. It's safe. If you do take it every day, then you do not need to do that load phase. Is it safe? Yes, for ages 12 plus. 12. How do you take it? Okay, now you get it open, which is kind of you get it open and you, first of all, you shake it up, you get it open and it's 2 ounces. So you can't drink it all at once unless you have a real big mouth. You put it in and you swish it around like that. And then you get it all down. By swishing it in the mouth, it activates the enzymes and the nitrates. And you don't want to brush your teeth right before or right after you take this, okay? Where are the nitrates derived from that are in here? Beets, red celery, spinach, and polyphenols from fruit. And what do nitrates do? That's what this is, nitrates. Okay, what do nitrates do? They reduce the fatigue of muscles. It helps you push through the burn and push harder, and it helps with muscle recovery. The rare find of Nox with Isagenix Nox is it improves performance in both the anaerobic and the aerobic states which is really hard and rare to find in a product. Now, anaerobic, that's like where you get your heart rate like super duper high. And aerobic is where you get in your heart rate high, but not in that like above 80% of your maximum heart rate. So that's NOx. Okay. Now, E-shot looks just like the NOx. Now, I tell you, E-shot. I think I sleep with my E-shots. Anyway, E-shot, when do you take it? Before any exercise or when you need just that extra boost of energy? E-shots actually have 85 milligrams of caffeine, which is not super high. Honestly, that's not a super high. Those like little ones that you see at the checkout at Walmart, those are not good. These 85 milligrams of caffeine, and we'll talk a little bit about the caffeine. When do you take it? 15 to 30 minutes prior to your workout or when you need a boost of energy. Is it safe? Yes, for ages 16 plus. And how to take it? You shake it up, shoot it down, 2 ounces again. You might have to take in two swallows. And what is in it? Scientifically supported blend of botanicals and a naturally sourced caffeine from green tea and yerba mate. Very safe. That stuff at the checkout at the store is, you want to avoid those, really. Okay. Fuel. Okay, it comes in a packet like this. It's tastes like applesauce. When do you use it? You take this during activities that are greater than 45 minutes long, and it's not really used for weightlifting. When do you take it? You can start taking it if you know your bike or your swim or your run is going to be greater than 45 minutes. You might want to take one right when you start and then have some in your pocket and then take one about every 45 minutes to an hour. Is it safe? Yes, for ages 16 plus. A unique property of our fuel, because a lot of people have goo, you see all the goo products out there. A unique property of this one compared to other ones is that it has leucine in it. And leucine drives muscle protein synthesis. And leucine is a very important BCAA, branched chain amino acid. Okay, I'm going to go over amino acids a little bit later on in the talk, but this is really good, and I have a hole in mine. My advice is trim the corners if you're a runner, which I trim this a little too close because it's leaking out. You want to trim the corners because it's sharp on the edges, and when you put it in, it cuts the inside of your mouth, so you want to trim the edges. Okay. Recover. Okay, Amped Recover. When do you use it? Before and after a workout. Before and after. If you take it before, you want to take it 15 to 30 minutes before. If you take it after, you want to take it within 15 to 30 minutes of stopping your exercise. Is it safe? Yes, for ages 16 plus. Why use a Recover product before exercise? Okay, let me explain this to you. When you exercise, your body uses BCAAs, branched chain amino acids. Therefore, by the time you're done exercising, you end up with a net negative BCAA level. So you're depleted. Your body is depleted. So by taking a scoop of Recover before, your body is using the BCAAs in this and not depleting your body. So then when you're finished exercising, you're not going to be ending up in a deficit. Okay, that's so important. Like literally, take this before exercise. I know it says Recover. I know on the back it says take after. I've listened to a lot of podcasts, probably 5 or 6 this week just on the AMP line, and that's where I'm getting all my information from. Okay, so you want to take this before and after. What does Recover do? It reduces muscle soreness. And I know some of you on this phone call take this. That's so true. Honestly, I am rarely ever sore anymore. After the half Ironman I did last weekend, next day, 5 a.m., I was back in the gym. Not an ounce of soreness. I made sure I definitely took this. I took more than 2 scoops. But you also want to take this after, okay? And I'll explain that again a little bit. So when you take it after, you're going to put it in your protein shake. We're going to talk about those shakes. I'm so excited to talk about those. You can put in your protein shake, and you also want to put in your Isagenix. I will go over Isagenix very shortly. Isagenix helps buffer the lactic acid buildup that builds up in your muscles when you exercise. And you can also add Isagenix to your shake. And again, we will go over Isagenix in a little bit, but you want to definitely use this after you work out, okay? And before. Okay, Amped Hydrate. There's 3 flavors. We got grape, lemon lime, and orange, okay? When do you use it? During a workout. Why take it? Why do you take Amped Hydrate? Amped Hydrate has the right mix of sugars and electrolytes to keep your body hydrated while exercising and replaces what you lose during sweat. The biggest electrolyte you lose during sweat is sodium. I don't know if you all knew that, but this helps replace it. So if you are currently using Gatorade or another type of product to replace your electrolytes, this is the go-to. That's where you would be substituting that for. How does it work? The moment your blood glucose levels start to drop, it signals the body to stimulate cortisol. And you don't want cortisol to be stimulated during training. If your cortisol levels go up, your sleep is impeded, it impedes muscle repair, and it impedes muscle recovery. I'm gonna go over that again because that's so important. If you exercise and your blood glucose levels start to drop because all you're drinking is water and you're not drinking an electrolyte replacement, what happens is cortisol gets stimulated. When cortisol is stimulated, sleep is impeded, it impedes muscle repair, and it impedes muscle recovery. And all of us people that work out, we know that we want the huge thing is muscle recovery. So you can go and you can work out tomorrow or the next day without muscle soreness, especially as you age, as you start aging, like, 40s, like me. Okay, Isagenix. This is not part of the Amped line, but I do feel that this is a very important product with exercising. When do you take this? Pre-workout, post-workout, or both? So pre or work, you can take this wherever. I personally take this pre, okay? Unless I work out really, really hard, then I also take it post. When do you take it? 15 to 30 minutes pre or within 30 minutes after. Is it safe? Yes, for ages 18 plus. If you use this before, it helps enhance endurance capabilities, improve glycogen metabolism, and people experience elevated cardiovascular functions. If used after, it helps your body recover from the physical stresses that you placed on it, placed your body on with the exercise. So Isagenix is really important. Isagenix. We have everything in this house, okay? When to use? Up to 3 times a day. Up to 3 times a day, you can use Isagenix. Is it safe? Yes, for ages 4 and over. What does it do? It's an antioxidant. It's a natural antioxidant. It has, I'm not going to pronounce this right, spirulina in it, which is a veggie protein. It has wheatgrass in it. It helps alkalize our bodies, which, as we know, we live in a very acidic environment and many of our bodies are acidic. So we're trying to make it more alkaline. This assists with that. It helps our skin become more taut. So if you are one of those people that have lost a lot of weight, this is a product you want to integrate into your daily routine. It helps with the tautness of your skin. And the reason I use this 2 times a day is it buffers the lactic acid buildup in muscles. That is huge for people that exercise a lot. Whether you're a strength, resistance trainer, or you're an endurance athlete, you build up lactic acid in the muscle, and this helps buffer it, okay? The greens have 30 vegetables, herbs, and botanicals. Okay. Now, this one I'm gonna stay on for a little bit. This is our protein shake. It's called Isolane Pro, and I've read a lot about our shakes within the past few weeks. And so when you want to take this, and we're specifically talking about athletes, we're not talking about people that have to lose weight. Within 30 minutes of stopping exercise, you want to have this in your system, okay? Is it safe? Yes, for ages 12 and over. What is in our protein shakes? What makes ours different from others out there? Remember, it's an $85 billion market per year. There's other products out there besides this. What makes ours different? First of all, let's talk about the protein. It's an undenatured whey protein. There's 36 grams of undenatured whey protein. Okay, I had to look this up because undenatured means it's a process that uses low temperature, high filtration. Most whey that is produced in the US is denatured. The problem with denaturing is it breaks apart the protein and makes the amino acids much less bioavailable for the body to use. So to have the ability to have undenatured whey protein from cows that are grass-fed in New Zealand, it's the highest quality protein that I have personally found out there. Another thing about our shakes has 5 proteases. Okay, what's a protease? Protease is an enzyme that breaks down proteins into amino acids. They aid in digestion, and proteases break down toxins and unwanted waste and improve our immune system. Honestly, I've looked, I cannot find proteases in other shakes. So not only do we have the undenatured whey, we have 5 proteases. We have 70 minerals in our shakes, and we have 20 amino acids. 8 essential amino acids, which our body cannot produce, and 12 of the non-essential amino acids, which our body does produce, okay? 8 amino acids our body cannot produce, so we have to get from food or somewhere else. All 8 of those, all 20 are in these. What is an amino acid, okay? An amino acid in food makes up a protein. When the protein is digested, it is once again broken down into specific amino acids that are selectively put together for a different use. These new proteins that are formed in our body are what make up our skin, our eyes, our heart, our intestines, our bones, and of course our muscles. So amino acids are the building blocks for proteins. Super important. Another thing that's in our shakes is prebiotic fiber. A lot of times in shakes you can find probiotic fiber, but you can't find prebiotic fiber. Prebiotic fiber nourishes the good bacteria that's already in the large bowel and the colon. Another thing is glutathione. I know I'm not glutathione. Yes, I think I'm pronouncing that right, which is the mother of all antioxidants. It's a combination of cysteine, glycine, and glutamine. And it's the maestro of the immune system. Super important. Also in here. Okay, now that you know what is in our protein shakes, how are our shakes unique? Let me give you a little background on how our bodies digest protein. Okay, there's 2 pathways, the anabolic pathway and the catabolic pathway. The anabolic pathway, there's no waste. You want the protein and amino acids to go through the anabolic pathway. The catabolic pathway, you're going to get metabolic waste through the loss in urine and stool and loss through energy. So, take your shakes. What is the breakdown of the anabolic versus the catabolic pathway of our shakes? Hold on a second. Okay, now as athletes, if we are ingesting protein, you want to make sure that your body is utilizing that protein through the anabolic pathway and not the catabolic pathway. A study that was done last year using the Isagenix Pro shakes, which is in my hand, and this is what was discovered. Those 5 proteases I talked about are sensitive to temperature and time. And what the study found is that when you heat the water for the shakes to 100 degrees, that resulted in 90% net protein utilization, which means 90% went through the anabolic pathway. 10% went through the catabolic pathway. Okay, I'm trying to make this, I'm hoping I'm being clear. This is huge, guys, absolutely huge. Let me compare some other protein sources that a lot of you take in, just to give you an idea about the anabolic and catabolic pathways of other things. Soy protein shakes. A lot of people drink soy protein shakes. 17% anabolic, 83% catabolic. That's huge. 1783. Fish, meat, poultry, there's a range here, have between 28 to 30% net through the anabolic. 64 to 72% is waste. Your body doesn't process it. Your body only can process and use 28 to 36%. Egg whites, 18% anabolic, 82% waste. So again, now you have behind door number 1, you have 17% net protein utilization, and behind door number 2, you have 90% net protein utilization. As an athlete, we're talking athletes on this call. As an athlete, which product would you choose to put into your body? Door number 1 or door number 2? Okay, now I work pretty hard. I work very hard at exercise. I pick door number 2, okay? I will pick this every single day until I can't exercise anymore. Even then, I'll still in the nursing home, I'll be taking it. Remember, amino acids drive protein synthesis. So resistance, strength, endurance exercise all stimulate the muscle protein synthesis. Post-exercise protein feeding further boosts muscle protein synthesis. So eating protein alone after exercise does not build muscle. Again, I'll say that again. Eating more protein by itself, just a protein source alone, does not build muscle. Protein is used as energy if insufficient carbohydrates and calories are not consumed along with the protein. That is why our shakes have 280 calories, 36 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, and 21 grams of carbs. And they are the ideal post-workout shake. And that's the reason. If you stop exercising and you just take a solely protein source in, no fats, no carbs, protein, your body cannot build muscle with just that protein. Your body needs carbohydrates after you exercise, along with that protein, in order to build lean body mass. Okay, so how do we combine all these products? Everyone is different. Everyone is different with these things, and I hope, and I haven't checked on here and see if Amanda's on here yet, but I'm gonna have her share, if she is on the call, what she does for her, how she utilizes all of these. And if she's not on, I'll give myself as an example. But another thing I wanted to talk quickly about is...
I am on here, Tara.
Okay, thank you. Another thing I wanted to talk about is during long endurance exercises, we are talking greater than an hour. You need to be taking in 30 to 60 grams of carbohydrates every hour. Perfect. Watch. Fuel, 22 grams of carbohydrates. Hydrate, 9 grams of carbohydrates. What's that equal? 30 grams. So if you're on a bike ride or a run, on my bike ride, I put this in my water and I take one of these with me. I make sure I down a water bottle with this. Along with this, I now gave my body 30 grams of carbohydrates, and it gave me the energy, the fuel for me to keep going. Otherwise, you're going to bonk. If you've never bonked, which means hit a wall and you can't go any farther and you're going to like feel like you're dying. The first time you bonk, you'll feel it. And then you'll realize that you have to fuel yourself right. And sorry, my fuel's leaking. If your workout is greater than 3 hours, for those of you who are training for an Ironman, half Ironman, or whatever, you need to take in 80 to 90 grams of carbohydrates per hour. 80 to 90 grams. So you can add more replenished, you can take more fuels, things like that. Okay, Amanda, why don't you share with us how you use the AMPed products?
Hi guys, thanks Tara. So can everybody hear me okay? Can you hear me, Tara?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so actually before I started using Isagenix, I had no idea what nutrition even really meant. I was working out several hours a day with Tara a lot of times, riding my bike, running, and I was looking for something. And when I was introduced to this system by Tara, I had no idea what I was doing. But I started using just the Isagenix shakes, honestly, and I, of course, had a great experience with that because I was able to, increase my energy level. But before workouts, I actually will take in a scoop of Ionics mixed with 4 ounces of water, an E-shot, a scoop of Recover, a scoop of Power, and then I actually take a natural accelerator. So I feel like that gives me the energy I need to get me through my workouts. Plus it has BCAAs, so I'm not breaking down my muscle mass. I'm actually using the BCAAs that are provided to me through the AMP products to fuel my body. So like Tara said, whenever she and I were training for the half Ironman, we also had to make sure, because we were really pushing our bodies while we were training. We were swimming in the morning and doing a 2-hour workout and then maybe even riding our bikes 20 miles that afternoon. We had to make sure that we stayed fueled. And so during our long rides or right before our swims, we would take in some calories, maybe even just with the fuel, the amped fuel, which I really like. I use gels and things like that on my other runs, but whenever I was introduced to the Ionics fuel, it's just so much more palatable than most of the gels. It doesn't give you that sensation in your mouth like you have something stuck to your mouth and you just can't drink it down. I also, prior to my workouts, always make sure that I have the hydrate with me. I have noticed that I sweat a lot more now that I take the hydrate, but I think it's just because my body is getting rid of all the impurities that it has, and I still feel hydrated because I'm able to take in the good nutrients with the hydrate. Now, after my workouts, I always make sure to take in an Isagenix Pro shake. And whenever I do that, I always put in a scoop of Recover because, like Tara said, you don't need the Recover just after your workout. You actually need it before your workout too. So those are the things that I use. And it really has made a difference in my endurance. It's made a difference in my athleticism. I competed in a half Ironman, which I never in my life would have imagined that I could have done. But I have to give thanks to all of the nutrition that I've been feeding my body for the last year. And I have to give a shout out to Tara too, because she really helped me learn a lot about these products and what they can really do for your athleticism.
Awesome, Amanda. You're the best. Thank you for sharing. Now, for those of you who are on the call that may not be an endurance athlete, but more are a strength and resistance athlete, you can use the products in the same way Amanda did. And I'm just going to review one more time what she takes before, because it's exactly what I do. She takes a scoop of Power. That's the creatine. She puts in, okay, so it's 4 ounces water, scoop of Power, a scoop of Recover, like we talked about, giving yourself the BCAAs prior, an E-shot to give you that boost of caffeine, natural caffeine, the Ionics, which helps your body deal with stress of exercise. And then we take a natural accelerator, which I did not address in this call, but that's besides the point. And then that's like power juice. That's like power juice right there. So if you haven't tried it, try it. It really, really, really works. Amanda didn't mention, and I know she loves the Nox. She definitely sees an improvement in her performance. She can beat me on swims. I could always say, when we're swimming and she beats me, I go, did you take your Nox today? Because I didn't, and you're beat me. So I can definitely tell when she takes her Nox. But guys, the important part about this whole call is that Isagenix has provided us within the past few months an entire performance line that takes into consideration pre, during, and post workouts. You're not going to get a better comprehensive system from start to recover than this system. I truly believe in these products. Like I said, I'm very science oriented, and I might have thrown a couple words out there tonight that you may not have understood. But please understand, our shakes with the net protein utilization down the anabolic pathway being 90% is huge. When I said soy protein, but other whey protein shakes that are used, the denatured protein, are the same, around 17%. So people are taking these protein shakes post-workout, and they're only getting 17% that your body is using. The rest is being wasted. I mean, why spend the money on a product if it's gonna be wasted? You want the best bang for your buck, and you want to learn how to use these products the best way. I hope this was helpful. If anyone has any questions, you can unmute yourself. We're getting done right on time tonight. Anybody have any questions? Genevieve, can you unmute yourself for a second, please?
Yeah, I was clicking on the wrong picture. I actually had a question. What's up?
Okay. How are the questions going over here? Everything's okay?
Yeah, everything seems to be fine. And I actually had some, which is good because Phil's asking, and it's something that's come up before. So with all of these things that you're doing, it seems like if you're doing power and recover and e-shot and all of it, his concern is it's a lot of liquid if you're doing it separate. So what are you actually combining so that it's not so like what?
It's all in one container. 4 ounces water. You put the e-shot in there. You put the scoop. You put the scoop. You put the scoop. You shake it up so it only equals 6 ounces. Because the e-shot's 2 ounces, 4 ounces water. It doesn't equal much of. And with the, I listened to a podcast on power this week. You do not want to exceed 8 ounces water when you drink the power, for sure. I did listen to a podcast, Susan Sly. She is with Isagenix, and she runs Boston Marathon. She's run it many, many years. Her routine is very different than Amanda and my routine. And I'm not going to go into it. If you want, I can take a picture of it and send it to you. I sent it to Amanda, and she said the same thing. Wow, that's very different. So that's the nice thing about these. You find what works for you, and if it works, do it. If what I said tonight doesn't work for you, if you don't like taking the recover before, then don't do it. But I'm just saying, I've used this product for so long that I played with it. I've taken the power out. I put it back in. I've done it. This is what works for me, but that doesn't mean it works for everybody. Okay. Any other questions, Genevieve?
Hey, I know there was a question. I had a question. Well, I would like to respond to one. The Nox actually can be taken 7 days prior to a large event like a half marathon or an Ironman. Tara likes to take hers about 4 hours prior to her exercise, whereas I take mine right before I go to bed. I can tell a big difference, and we do recommend that you refrigerate the Nox. We've heard that this makes the Nox a little bit better, but make sure that you take it up to 7 days prior to a large event. And make sure that you try to use this beforehand. Don't just take the Nox 7 days before an event. You need to test this out because sometimes it will react differently to people. So this is kind of just like loading what you're going to do. And I will take it if I know that I'm going to have a long swim or if I'm going to have a long ride, I'll take it the night before. I don't have to take it 7 nights prior to that, but I do make sure that if I'm going to do something big, some type of big exercise, I take the Nox the night before. Sorry, Tara.
Nope, you're good. Any other questions? Yeah, that's right, Robin. Anything that works for you. Anybody have any other questions? Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. This call was recorded and I will put it on YouTube. So if you do have somebody that you see was not on the call that you really want to see this, I will download it to the event. I did want to make one announcement, and that is the past 2 weeks we had calls, and I kind of gave a little promotion to get on the call, and a random winner was chosen by my kids, and they don't know who you are. Anybody is. So, and the winner is Jan Rivera. So is she on the call tonight? No? Okay. Jan won the canister of shake. And if she was on the call tonight, she was going to get another prize too. But if she's not on, then that's okay. Thank you everyone for your time. And I use these products, have fun with them. And if you have any questions, just ask. I'm so excited about this stuff. This is the stuff that excites me. Athleticism and these products excite me. So I thank you all for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and see you next week. Bye.